Hello everybody, it's here to you, and welcome to my brand new Let's Play of Game Boy Player. So, this is going to be a bit of a history video discussing the actual history of the Game Boy Player itself, and a little bit later we'll be bringing in some guests to also just talk with them for a little bit and see if they can guess what we'll be playing today. Now, the actual Game Boy Player itself, for those of you who don't know, this is an accessory to the Nintendo GameCube that allows you to play Game Boy games on a TV. It is very, very difficult to come by nowadays, so I feel lucky to be even be able to record this thing, but I've been wanting to make this video for a long time, and it's finally happening. So, without further ado, let's play Game Boy Player. So, the title of this video is a slight lie, because we will be playing a game briefly just to demonstrate what it's actually like to play a Game Boy game on a TV. So before you do anything else, make sure you go into this menu so we can do something. Would you like to insert a game bar and start a game? Yes, we will. Please insert a game pack. And we'll be inserting my absolute favorite game of all time. The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. It feels so weird to be playing this on an HD TV and it not being the Switch remake. So we're going to be playing briefly for a little bit just to demonstrate what it's like. We're going to skip the opening cutscene because if we were Let's Play Link's Awakening, we'd saw the cutscene, but this is not Let's Play Link's Awakening. So this is what it looks like having an actual Game Boy game running on the Game Boy Player. Now, it may be a little bit different if you're playing a Game Boy Advance game, and we may be demonstrating that a little bit later. I don't actually know right now. But the thing to keep in mind with the Game Boy Player is that the accessory itself is not region locked. The GameCube may be, but the accessory is not, so even if you're playing with a North American GameCube like I am, you don't need a North American Game Boy game to actually play and things like that. The thing though is that the startup disc is region locked, so even if you have a Japanese Game Boy player, you need a North American disc to be able to play it on a North American GameCube. It's a little bit complicated, but hopefully that was a good way of summoning it up. Now, some additional features you can do with this, you can go in here and change your button layout if you'd like. You only have like 2 options, so it's not that great, but it's still pretty decent-ish. You can change the screen size to full, which can also be pretty decent as well. And just playing this with a GameCube controller is honestly kind of mind-blowing. I'm not even that big of a fan of the GameCube controller in general, but this is just mind-blowing playing this game with a controller like this, because I'm so used to playing on Game Boy. So, another thing you can also do, that's not the right button, is that we can go in here, and we can set up a timer if we want. We'll be demonstrating that a little bit later. We can set up a screen filter as well. I honestly cannot tell the difference, so it might be more noticeable if I was playing on a CRT, but I'm playing on an HD TV while recording this. So, I can't really tell the difference between the filters, and I honestly don't really care. But that's enough for Link's Awakening, so we'll be changing that, and let's change cartridges real quick. I know, the Vado title says disc only, but it might be a good idea that if this is the only Vado I ever make for this, it might actually be a good idea to demonstrate what it looks like having a Game Boy game running on this thing. Moving from one all-time favorite to another one, we're now going to be playing just a little bit of Earthbound. Now, real quick, I just want to bring up the fact that this is a modded Game Boy Advance cartridge. This isn't a legitimate one. This was the Mother 1+2 fan translation on an actual Game Boy cartridge. So, there are a few problems here and there with the text system. Like, we'll go over here and the text is just all kinds of weird right now. But this is basically what a Game Boy Advance game looks like running on the Game Boy Player. Now, the thing about this is that it's running this natively. This is not an emulation or anything like that, because the Game Boy Player itself is kind of like a modified version of a Game Boy Advance that just kind of like lacks the Game Boy screen. Let's get into a battle so we can actually demonstrate that. If you want more Earthbound goodness, I already have Let's Play this game on my channel, so that's pretty cool. So, Yeah, the Game Boy Player actually is like a modified Game Boy Advance that can run these games natively, which is really cool. So, if you want to record Game Boy games yourself, this is probably the best way to do it natively. Emulation, I am strong against emulating games, but that is also an option too, but I'm the kind of person who prefers playing like the actual original version of these games, and so having the actual Game Boy player opens up so many possibilities for things I can do on the channel now, which is just really, really exciting in general. And that is everything we'll be playing with Earthbound today. So yeah, if you want to watch more Earthbound goodness, then I have Let's Play on the channel already. That's gonna be pretty cool. And now back in the spirit of disc only, we're gonna set a timer real quick to like 5 minutes will probably be long enough for everything I want to discuss. So, the one other thing is that there are also frames we can use, but we'll be showcasing these when we bring in our guests. So let's talk about the history of the Game Boy Player itself. So this is not the first time that Nintendo made an accessory for their home console that allows them to play handheld games on a TV. I believe the first one they made was the Super Game Boy, which allowed you to play Game Boy games through the SNES. And just like the Game Boy Player, the Super Game Boy was really just a modified Game Boy without the screen that could plug into an SNES. So same thing there, you're running the games natively if you're playing on that. And the really cool thing about that one that I'm so sad they didn't do for Game Boy Player is there are a bunch of Game Boy games that had built-in filters in the cartridge that could trigger if you're playing on a Super Game Boy. Those same filters don't trigger if you're playing on a Game Boy Player, so that's pretty unfortunate, but the frames are built into the Game Boy Player itself, and they look kind of nice. There's a few here and there that I don't really particularly care that much for, but beyond that, there was one other one for the Nintendo 64. I believe this was called the Wide Boy 64, but the thing about this one is that this was only ever given out to game companies, because this was the best way that they could capture screenshots of handheld games to publish in magazines and things like that. This had already been a long-standing tradition in the gaming industry to have a hardware modification to play a handheld game on TV. Because predating that, in the Atari era, they kind of had to like draw pictures that simulated what the gameplay itself looked like, because they didn't really have good capture cards or anything like that back then. But the thing about the Wide Boy is, like I said, this was only made for game companies to help publicize their games and things like that. I believe there are a few of them out there. I don't know if any of them are for sale. I definitely do not want to track one down because I already paid the butt to track down a Game Boy Player. I am not going to go through the hell of trying to find a Wide Boy 64. Now, the thing about that is, there is another one on the Nintendo 64 that can play Game Boy games on a TV that was available for the public. The Pokemon Transfer Pack would allow you to play Pokemon Red, Yellow, Blue, Green. I want to say Gold, Silver, and Crystal. I don't know about those ones. But at least the first generation Pokemon games on your Nintendo 64 through Pokemon Stadium. I'm not that much into Pokemon, so I didn't really go into this myself. Except for the fact that I didn't know this only worked for Pokemon games. So I got the transfer pack anyway when I saw it out of my retro game store, thinking that I could play Link's Awakening on the Nintendo 64, but that's not the case. It only works for Pokemon games. Now the Game Boy Player itself, that seems like a running trend that I'm saying throughout this video. Now the Game Boy Player itself, the thing about this one is that most Game Boy games will work on this. Even motion-controlled games like, I have a list right here, I'm trying to pull it up. So even motion-controlled games like a Kirby Tilt and Tumble that had motion control sensors built into the cartridge itself, those still work on Game Boy Player. The thing about that though is that you have to physically tilt your GameCube around for the motion controls to work in those games, and that's not exactly the most user-friendly way to play those games. But something else that is really cool about the Game Boy Advance is that some Game Boy Advance games actually have rumble support. So the biggest example of this would probably be Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga and Super Mario Bros. 3, because if you're playing those games on a Game Boy Player, you actually have the option to have rumble feedback on your GameCube controller. This is something that confused me so much when I was a kid, because I had Super Mario Bros. 3 on the Game Boy Advance as a kid. I was very terrible at it, and I never beat it until I was like a teenager or something like that, but the thing about that is that there was an option to turn on Rumble back then, and I had it turned on, but my Game Boy Advance never had any Rumble feedback or anything like that, so I was super confused about what the point of that feature was until a couple years back when I was doing research for Game Boy Player stuff. Oh, time has expired. Well, I'm just gonna keep talking. And another really cool thing about the Superstar Saga is it's actually multiplayer. I don't think this works if you're playing on a regular Game Boy Advance, and it definitely doesn't work on Wii U Virtual Console. But if you play Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga on a Game Boy player, it is actually multiplayer, because having a second GameCube controller will allow you to control Luigi in combat. I believe it's still single player exploring the overworld, but you can have two players playing in the combat in multiplayer, and it is just really, really cool. The unfortunate thing about the Game Boy player is it only works on GameCube. It is not backwards compatible whatsoever with the Wii. It doesn't work if you try plugging it there, because the Game Boy player connects directly to the bottom of the GameCube, so it literally can't plug into a Wii. But even if it could, the Game Boy player looks for certain connections that the GameCube has that are completely different on Wii. So even if you were able to hack the Game Boy player to work for the Wii, you would still have to do a lot of software hacks and things like that for it to work. And at that point, you might as well just get a GameCube and just play it on there. But like I said earlier, how the region unlocking works on the Game Boy player is that the accessory itself is region free. So if you have a North American GameCube but a Japanese Game Boy player, that'll still work. The important thing is that the disc itself is the same region as your console. So that's one thing that you definitely want to keep in mind. A few other things that are important to mention is that there are a few compatibility issues with the Game Boy player. So Action Replay and Game Sharks and things like that, they typically don't work on a Game Boy player because those cartridges are a bit wider than a usual controller or usual cartridge or things like that. Game Boy Advance video cartridges also do not work at all on Game Boy player. They can work on GameCube, they can work on Game Boy just fine, but if you try playing them on a Game Boy player, then you're going to get a error message. They did that so that people wouldn't pirate those videos or anything like that. So one of the things worth mentioning is that the Game Boy player is fully compatible with the Game Boy camera accessory. It's probably not the most practical thing to take pictures with because of the fixed camera of the Game Boy camera, but you can still look through albums and things like that, so if you have pictures on there that you want to save, then the best way to do that will probably be to connect your Game Boy camera to a Game Boy player and have some kind of capture card while you're going through your album and things like that. I don't have a Game Boy camera, so I don't know how effective this actually is, but it's very well worth mentioning. And something else that's very well worth mentioning is the Game Boy player can still connect to the link cables. And this is very well worth mentioning because there's another Let's Player group, the Runaway Guys, who is one of my favorite Let's Players on YouTube. They used this to record The Legend of Zelda 4 Sword Adventures with all the screens available. Because basically how they did it was that they had the regular capture card connected to their game console, connected to the TV screen, but they also had their GameCubes with their Game Boy players connect to capture cards through a link cable, so they could capture the screens that way. It is very, very complicated, and I will probably never have a setup like that for myself, but it's very well worth mentioning. So if you want to record games like that, then it is very possible. The setup itself is just very, very convoluted. So that is pretty much everything that I have to say about the Game Boy player. So thank you for watching. The rest of this video is just going to be segments with guest appearances. So our first guest is going to be TheJamesRolls. And it's a beautiful day, the sun is shining, the tank is clean, and we are getting out of... The tank is clean! The tank is cleaned! Hey, we have a guest with us, so why don't you introduce yourself?
How's it going, everybody? My name is TheJamesRolls, and I have no idea what's happening right now.
This will be a running theme throughout this video, but like I mentioned earlier in today's episode, we're going to have some special guests who will be talking with us for a bit. So they have absolutely no idea what we're doing, and we're going to keep it that way because, well, I can't really explain why without outright spoiling what we're doing right now. But we're just going to sit here and talk for, what's a good amount of time? I think 10 minutes is probably good. What do you think? 10 minutes is good?
Yeah, because apparently we're doing a podcast now.
Yes, this is Let's Play, not a podcast.
Honestly, I wouldn't put it past you.
Can you imagine what that would be like? That would be kind of be like Yuri of Winds and Slate series. How? Well, we're getting off topic.
Getting off topic for something I have no idea what is happening. Yeah, totally.
Totally.
Shut up.
So, as we go across this area, trying to be very vague and cryptic, as I don't want James to know what we're doing, because he steals all my Let's Play ideas.
Oh, yeah, uh-huh.
Let's name all the Let's Play ideas you've stolen. So, you stole my trilogy project.
You want me to name all the... You want to name all the ones that you've stolen from me, Mr. Steely McFans?
Let's go back and forth. You go first.
I'd have to pull up the list of all the Let's Plays.
Off the top of your memory.
3D Land, Nintendo Land, even though I haven't finished my Nintendo Land, Limbo Portal, there's a couple other that I forget.
Don't forget Splatoon.
Splatoon, yeah, I did Splatoon first.
You're probably going to end up doing Splatoon 3 first as well.
Yeah, probably. And I also, wait, did you do Splatoon 2 before? Yeah, you started yours before I did, right?
Yeah, copycat! How dare you?
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Surge, and...
Even though my Splatoon 2 LP was supposed to start earlier than it did, but things ended up happening.
Dude, I'm so excited for Splatoon 3.
I know. I bet Splatoon 3 has nothing to do with what's happening on the video right now, but sure, let's talk about Splatoon 3.
Yeah, let's do it. Just ignore everything that's going on with the game.
I mean, to be fair, I can't see what you're playing right now. Even though we're on Discord, you're not sharing your screen, so I literally have no idea what's happening.
So, yeah, Splatoon 3.
I like how you're trying to pivot so much from to avoid what you're playing right now.
Okay, so, depending on how I'm editing this video, people watching this at home may already know what's going on, but basically at the end of the segment, our special guests are going to try to guess what we were playing, even though it's been on screen this whole time, but yeah, this is an interesting one. But anyway, it's Splatoon 3.
So it looks like it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I'm interested to learn more about how story mode is going to play out. Hopefully it's better than the last two. In terms of base story mode, Octo Expansion was pretty great. Hopefully there's another thing like Octo Expansion. Hopefully the actual story mode in the base game, instead of possible DLC, is like Octo Expansion. That'd be pretty cool. 80 levels instead of like 30 or 24 or whatever.
I liked Octo Canyon and Octo Valley enough, but Octo Expansion just really blew everything out of the water in terms of what they could do with single player campaigns in Splatoon. One thing I'm really curious about is it seems like this takes place in a completely different part of the world than in Copless, if the destroyed Eiffel Tower is anything to go by. So does that mean that there's like no returning stages at all in this game?
I'd imagine probably that would be the case. Obviously, there's still another year until this game comes out, so like we'll learn more, especially if they do regular Nintendo Directs again, or even if they have a focused Splatoon 3 one. I almost said Splatoon 2. I'm so used to Splatoon 2. Yeah, it depends on if they have like more big Nintendo Directs or if they do like the minis or the focused ones.
Yeah.
I assume we'll get at least 2 types of directs with more info on Splatoon 3 before next year. At least I hope.
I mean, they could do what they did with the ARMS, where, I don't know, like they have ARMS 2 come out, and they have a direct for that game, but most people only watch it for the Splatoon information at the very end.
Yeah, I could see that. Imagine if they announce an ARMS 2, or as people would like the sequel to ARMS to be called, Legs.
You're not singing with me.
Now you're wondering why we haven't recorded anything in like 2 months.
James, you broke the immersion. People are supposed to believe we record every day.
If we recorded every day, there'd be like 50 collabs on the collab channel by now.
Wait, there aren't?
No? There's only 25 that are actually released or in the process of releasing.
So we're halfway there.
This comes out. I mean, yes, technically.
We're halfway there. Sorry. I mean, you know what? I could sing all I want this video because this is on my channel, so you can't fire me for my own channel.
I mean, your channel is a subsidiary of the Game Media Corporation. So technically, I can fire you from your channel.
Okay. Did you watch that one? It's not uploaded at the time we're recording this, but...
Yes, I saw it. I saw the ending to the one Tomb Raider video. The later Gator to You company is not a thing.
Why not?
Because I say so.
Okay, probably shouldn't go into too much of detail about this, but so boring work story. So we're trying to figure out a business name, and one of the ones that we joked about was the Lady Gear to You company. But I was all like, no, that's hard to spell. Nobody's gonna get it. Let's go with something else. Okay, so we only have like a little under 3 minutes left on the segment, so I'm going to give you a hint on this. It's the same hint I give everybody, and it's the same one I'll be posting on a Twitter in a couple days after we were done recording this. So, what we're recording today is the most expensive game in my collection, and that's all you'll ever get to know about it.
Oh. Apparently, I'm on disc only, aren't I?
Yep.
You're playing the Game Boy player.
Welcome to Let's Play Game Boy Player.
I knew it. Play the intro, Gator. Play the intro. Dun, 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 dun. Ba-ding!
Yeah, so what we did at the beginning of the video was I did a bit of a rough history on the history of it and why it's so hard to come by nowadays, and then we'll do segments like this with guests where they'll try to figure out what we're playing. But yeah, we're playing Game Boy Player, and this is an idea that I've had for a year, like before you did your Pepsi Man thing. And I wanted to do it last year, but I didn't have the Game Boy Player in time.
Ain't it funny how your Let's Play 34 is an April Fool and mine is an April Fool?
Wait, are you serious? Was your Pepsi Man LP34?
Yes.
I don't believe you. I'm checking this.
Thanks for copying another thing, Gator.
I don't believe you. I'm checking this. This is not real.
It's Let's Play 34. It's real. And by the way, since this is coming out on April Fools, go check out my episode 2 of Pepsi Man.
Holy crap, it is!
I told you!
That is the best coincidence ever.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, what Let's Play number was Chuck Conroy's Mario Land?
43? No, not 43, right? Was it 43?
I'm checking right now. Also, we've been on this filter for like 2 minutes. I'm going to change it real quick. There we go. Yeah, 43, so... If you flip the numbers, then it's all the same across all of our channels.
Well, mine was the first April Fool.
So, okay, what gave it away that it was a Game Boy player?
Your thing that it was the most expensive thing?
And not the logo that I showed you a few weeks back?
Well, yes, but it was that, then your hint, and also the fact that when you posted the picture of the Game Boy Player disc thing, you also said it took a while to get here and that it was very expensive. So, combination of all those gave it away.
Alright, so that's going to be it for this segment. So our 10 minutes are up, so we're going to have our next guest come on pretty soon. So thank you guys. That's not the outro for the video. Thank you, James, for joining us.
Outro the video, Gator. This is the ending. Bye, everybody.
James, can you give us the bullet points?
Sure. So first bullet point is Gator is an instrument. Second point is that mayonnaise is a crocodile. Third point is that Gator likes to copy all of my ideas. And W, Wumbo. There you go. Rundown complete.
I Wumbo, you Wumbo, he, she, we, Wumbo. Wombology, the study of Wumbo. It's first grade, James.
Thank you, SpongeBob.
I was watching a friend's stream, and I commented that on his stream, and he didn't understand what I was referencing, and I felt so bad because me and this other guy kept commenting Wumbo things. But yeah, thank you for joining us. Go watch James' Pepsi Man Let's Play. It is the greatest thing in existence. It's better than this Let's Play. I'm going to retire because I'm never going to be able to top it.
That's right. Pepsi Man!
And now we have a new special guest who will be joining us for this segment, so why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello. Hey guys, I'm GreenCobrasGaming.
Hi. It's been a while since we have you on the channel.
Hey. Yeah, I guess it has been a while. When was the last time you think I've been on here? Was it Galaxy 2? I don't think it's been that long.
I want to say Splatoon. I want to say Splatoon 2 because there was an episode there where we played a couple matches.
Yeah, if I was even in the recording, yeah. But yeah, it's been a while. Hello, you Gators. Like how have you guys been going?
We're pretty good. But we don't like cobras. Gross.
That's mean. But anyway, guys, you Gators come to my channel because we got Sly Cooper, which is that's so much better than his
1-2 switch.
Let's play that he's punning out.
Dude, I have an idea for an edit I'm gonna do for that.
What is it?
You'll see when the video comes out. So just like with our
great.
Just like with our other special,
this is gonna be me being James.
Just like our other special guests in this video, GreenCobrasGaming has no idea what we're playing today, and I'm not going to tell him,
Wait.
but later in the video, I'll give him a hint, and then he'll try and guess what the game is. So...
Wait. I'm the special guest.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. I'm special. That's great. I'm the special one. Hee hee. You're not special, but I am.
Wow, heard. That made me think of that SpongeBob part where he's like, special delivery from Mr. SquarePants. Special delivery for me? You think I'm special?
Now, like Gator's like, I'm ugly and I'm proud.
I'm ugly and I'm proud.
Yeah, that's what Gator is. Yep.
Oh, okay, fun story. So, I've been binge watching SpongeBob in my free time, and
All right.
so I was watching my baby niece one day, and my sister came into the room and saw that we were watching SpongeBob together. She was playfully mad because she doesn't want her to watch SpongeBob, but
What?
her first words were, "I'm a goofy goober, yeah."
Nice. We're all goofy goobers, yeah. Rock.
Although a cute story that actually...
All hell plankton.
All hail plankton.
Oh.
Wait, actually, I just thought of a video you did recently before, after that Splatoon 2 thing. So, you were part of the 12 Days of Gaming because we had the Smash video, and you were also in that Donkey Kong Country
Oh
thing.
yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Da-da. And I still was not invited to the Donkey Kong co-store.
It hasn't been
Not co-store, co-op. Sorry, co-op.
hasn't been announced yet, so I'm gonna bleep you out.
I thought we had that teaser in the direct.
It hasn't been that video hasn't even been recorded yet.
I thought it was in that teaser though, in that the original direct.
Oh,
direct that
wait,
they did.
you're right. I'm stupid.
You idiot. You idiot. I'm used to making an idiot of you, am I?
That was a few months ago.
I'm gonna make an idiot out of you.
That was a few months ago. Give me a break.
I'm gonna make...
Okay, so...
Okay, let's actually continue.
Let's do the what?
Peacefully. Let's actually continue peacefully.
Yeah.
What did you call me? Did you say the big B word?
Anyway, so how are you doing today? Are you having a good day?
No.
Why not?
No. Because you call me.
Can you find it in your heart to forgive me?
And I thought this channel was supposed to be PG, Gator.
I'm gonna censor with SpongeBob sound effects or something. I don't know. I don't know what sound effect I'm gonna use.
What?
It's one of my favorite edits to do in videos. Like, I don't swear that often, but if something randomly slips out in a recording session, I would just replace with a SpongeBob sound.
A lot.
Now, Pancake, on the other hand, there's an episode of Splatoon 2 where James, and I were...
He cussed you all out?
Yeah, he was cussing a lot during a Splatoon 2 video, and that was certainly fun to bleep out and things like that.
Oh, God.
But, yeah, so if you want to hear more of our shenanigans on the Collab channel, we're doing Sly Cooper Co-Star.
Yeah, and then there's slide 2 after that. Then slide 3. Then slide 4. And then Jack 1. Then Jack 2. Then Jack 3. And then Halo 1. Halo 2.
And then
Halo 3.
And then
Halo Reach. Halo 4. And then Halo 6.
and then we will make Sly 5 and do a co-star on that.
Yeah. And I'll do a blind let's play as well on my channel, which you'll check out in the year 2025 when it's released for the PS6 and the Vita 3.
What do you think? The Vita 3. Okay, real talk. The PlayStation Vita is honestly one of my favorite handhelds ever, and I'm so sad that it wasn't more popular.
Oh, how dare you? How dare you
It's
say that?
good. It's a really good handheld, but
The
not a whole
PSP
lot
is
of people
better.
supported it.
PSP is better. Anyway.
PSP is gross.
Yeah, it's not a Game Boy. Game Boy is the real Game Boy Master Race.
The Game Boy doesn't exist.
Yo, if the Game Boy didn't exist, the Switch wouldn't exist. So, there's that.
So we're getting pretty close to the end of our 10-minute segment, so now I'm going to give you the only hint that I'm going to release for the series, and if you can guess what the game is, then you win! Yay! So...
Are you only giving one hint?
I'm only giving you one hint. This is the same hint I'm
That
giving...
sucks.
The only hint I'm giving everybody else, and the only one I'll post before the Let's Play begins. So...
Alright, let's do it.
The game that we're playing is the most expensive game in my collection.
What expensive? I mean, you already did Earthbound Let's Play, so... So unless you were doing that, which I doubt you'll be doing that, because I think you already basically redid it. Your most expensive. Thinking. The most expensive game.
The funny thing about this is that when...
Is it a tumor? Wait, what do you mean expensive? Do you mean it's just one copy? Or you have multiple copies of the game, and that's why it's more expensive, the most expensive in your collection?
This is the only copy of the game that I have.
Alright. Because if you said like the most expensive in your collection, that probably is Tomb Raider. If you include all the games.
Even adding up all the copies that I have of Tomb Raider Legend, which is the most copies I have of a single game, even with all of that, this game's still more expensive than my collection of Tomb Raider Legend game copies.
Jeez. Oof. Think of what it could be. Is it I got it. Hold on. Is it one of the one of those three Wii games I think of that were part of the? It's not a Xenoblade, obviously. It's not that. I'm thinking what the other three were.
While you do that, I was going to say that when James and I were recording our segment for this video, when I gave him the hint, he immediately got it.
Really?
Yeah.
He immediately got it?
On a failed recording, Pancake guessed Super Monkey Ball, but that's not right either.
Oh, wow.
I don't even have that game.
So I just had to. So I'm just thinking of the three games that were released with the Xenoblade.
If you want to look it up, it's called that was Operation Rainfall.
Operation Rainfall. Okay, thank you. I'm just trying to think. Operation Rainfall. I think it's one of those three games. That's what I'm just guessing. I know it's not Xenoblade. I'm just gonna say that. Let's see what are the other games. That's like the okay. Oh, see which one's more expensive. That's what I'm gonna do. See which one's more expensive, so I can guess. I think it's one of those games. You're shopping. All right, that's okay. Ooh, this one's pretty expensive. Versus the other one. Yeah. I'm betting it's one of these two games, maybe.
You have to say their names.
Okay, it's either The Last Story or Pandora's Tower.
It is neither.
Are you serious? Is it really neither?
It's neither, and it's not Xenoblade either.
I knew it wasn't Xenoblade. Neither. What would be more expensive then? Because I was thinking it was one of those two games because you mentioned all the time, like how these two games were not like barely on the Wii, and so or almost made it not to the Wii. And I know Xenoblade is really popular now, so it's expensive. Oh, wait, it's not Pepsi Man.
Nope.
I thought okay, that's the only thing. I was like, what other could be? Pepsi? Man, it's not Pepsi Man. Like the one thing, I think it's not Last Story. It's not Pandora's. Probably something stupid. That is probably really easy to guess. Or something like that.
You're correct in that aspect. It is something really stupid.
Wait, stupid as in like it's easy to figure out, or just stupid because it's something like really dumb?
This game is stupid. Okay, one final guess. You have 10 seconds left.
Okay. Is it Busby?
No.
Oh. Is it Ruby?
You already said your one guess, and it's not Ruby.
Is it Persona 4?
And that's gonna be it for this segment. So,
is it Fusion Frenzy?
Thank y'all so much for watching.
Is it Glover? Whatever that is.
So,
all right. Is it? Let's see. Is it 1 2 switch?
1 2 1 2 switch.
Get Perfect Dark.
All right, so he wasn't able to guess what the game is. So why
I have no clue.
Why don't you say goodbye to the lovely people at home?
Bye. I hate life because I hate Gator. He wouldn't tell me the game. And I keep guessing. And get wrong. And he sucks. And he's a.
Thank you for joining us.
Okay, bye.
This was a lot of fun. And now for our next segment. And now for our final guest for this video. Please introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, it's Pancakearmorman here. Gator invited me here to listen to him play a game that I have no idea what it is.
And oh boy, do we have a fun story about this one. But first, as usual, we have our 10-minute limit on the segment, so let's get that started.
Woohoo!
That's the island in Wii Sports Resort.
Woohoo! Yeah! It's a Mario time!
So, in case this is the first video that people are watching on my channel that you're in, would you like to give a chance to tell people what you do on your channel?
Yeah, okay. So on my channel, I am currently, at the time of this recording, doing a Let's Play of Deltarune. That will probably already be finished by the time this video goes out, so whatever game I'm doing on my channel after that, just, you know it's going to be different. I also do other types of videos on my channel, like I forced Gator to guess JoJo characters, so that was fun. So yeah, I do gaming videos and just whatever I want, really. So yeah.
One of my favorite things about those was the comments. Like, I think it was Yoshi Bowl who commented on your videos for that, and his comments were pretty great.
Yeah. It's always a joy getting comments from him. He's really great.
I haven't had the pleasure of talking to him or anything like that, but we did play Smash Brothers once, and that was a lot of fun. Even if,
and he kicked your ass.
Yeah, he was much better at the game than I was. You know, that's very topical too, because on your channel we did JoJo, but on my channel we did Ruby, and they announced today that, well, now you know that they were recording this, they announced today that Ruby Grim Eclipse is coming to Switch!
How dare you reveal that we're recording this on the Thursday, March 25th at exactly 9:17 p.m.
In my early days on the channel, I had a rule of thumb where I never revealed what day I was recording a video on, but, well, that rule of thumb has kind of gone out the window a long time ago.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far away.
Naboo was under attack.
And then, oh god, I just listened to this one like a week ago and I forgot. Never mind.
My, this here Anakin guy. Maybe Vader someday later, now he's just a small fry. He left his
Da-da-da.
home and kissed his mommy goodbye, saying soon I'm gonna be a Jedi. I love that song.
Yeah.
I just love Star Wars in general.
Yeah.
Probably not. Well, I would say it's probably not the most relative topic to discuss during this game, but, well, is anything really a relative topic to discuss during this game?
What game is it? I don't even know.
Okay, so it's still a few minutes away before you'll start guessing what we're playing, but I'll tell you right now, GreenCobrasGaming was not able to guess it at all, and James got it on the first try.
Okay, you know what? That's just what I expected.
This is going to be one of those Let's Plays where I think back on it and wonder, did I really do that? It's going to be like a Link's Crossbow Training or Limbo or something like that.
Yeah.
It's one of the weirdest videos I've ever done. But anyway, let's go back to Star Wars.
E.
They have a Star Wars game on Switch. They ported Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy not too long ago, and it's pretty decent. Have you ever?
I have not had a chance to play, so I wouldn't really know.
Never mind then.
Okay.
They around that same time, I believe, they also had Knights of the Old Republic, and I remember liking it as a kid, but at the same time, I was terrible at it. Like, I think it was the second game that I first played, and at the beginning of it, I stole a lightsaber from a dead guy. And there's this one person who was all like, stealing a weapon from the dead, how dare you? And I just stopped playing right there because I was like, wait, was I not supposed to do that? Everyone's gonna think I'm a Sith!
Hey, you know what? He's dead. He's not using it. You know, it's free real estate.
I just sound like a bunch of Star Wars jokes, but that's going to be spoiling a whole lot of things in Star Wars, and I'd rather not spoil stuff in this video.
Yeah, spoil a series, a franchise that is as old as time itself.
Since the beginning of time, there has been Star Wars.
And nothing else.
It's only Star Wars.
It's all Star Wars. All I see is Star Wars. Somebody help!
I hope they port Force Unleashed to the Switch at some point. That's my favorite Star Wars game.
They won't.
They could, if they loved me,
If they
which
wanted
they
to.
don't.
Who would love you? Okay, that was harsh. I'm sorry.
Wow. He said that thing to me.
Calm down, you big baby.
What you call me?
A big baby.
It's pronounced Gator. Thank you.
Okay, big baby gator.
Have you seen a baby gator? They're so cute.
Actually, back when I was in second or third grade, there was this guy who we had an assembly, and there was this guy who brought in a bunch of reptiles and other things, and one of the things he brought in was a baby alligator.
No.
And it was actually one of the cutest things ever. He brought in a lot of other things, like he brought in like a python and stuff like that. But like the baby alligator, I remember that. That was really cool.
If I was able to get a pet like that, I'd definitely want to get an alligator because they're just so cool. But the thing about that is that you kind of need like a huge open land for alligators to roam freely, and there's a lot of expensive licenses with it. If it's not an alligator, then an emu would be cool because they're absolutely huge, and there's a whole Disney myth that they sell emu legs instead of turkey legs, which is just not true at all.
If there's one exotic animal I would ever want to get, it would be a capybara, because those things look really, really freaking cute.
You were about to say a bad language word.
Yeah, I stopped myself, don't worry. But yeah, the capybara or capybara, however it's pronounced, I would really want to get one of those if I was to get an exotic animal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's actually legal to own one in my state, but they're very social animals, so it's like recommended that you have like other pets, if you want to get one. So yeah.
Yeah. I think you can get an emu, but they're like super expensive. And it's a thing with an alligator where you'd need a wide open space for them to roam freely. Or at least some kind of farm.
The thing about alligators is that I would be kind of scared even if it was legal to own one in my state, which I don't think it is. In fact, an alligator would die in my state because of how cold it is. But I think I would be scared because those things they can eat you, and I'd rather not own an animal that can eat me.
That's like a Monsters Inc. when Mike is all like, "Oh, I've always wanted a pet that could kill us."
Now put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
Well, 3 minutes ago was a few minutes ago, but that don't make any sense at all. So now is the time where Pancake will start trying to guess what game we were playing. Now, a fun story before we get started with that real quick. This is actually the second time we're trying to record this, because a few days ago we tried doing this, but we realized afterwards that I forgot to turn on the commentary. So, yeah. You'd think after 9 years I'd know how to turn on a microphone.
Apparently not.
But in all seriousness, the only hint I'm going to give you for what game we're playing, the same one I'm giving everybody, is that this is the most expensive game in my collection. You already guessed Super Monkey Ball during the failed recording, and that was not it, so what other guesses do you have?
Alright, I'm gonna go on a limb here. Alright, and this is a really obscure game, and I'm gonna guess it. Is it Dojin the Giant?
No, but that would be cool to own someday.
Alright. Is it Goblin Commander?
Nope.
Dang.
In the sake of fairness, I can give you a list of the RNG list for Random Number Gaming, because the game is on there.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe I said this earlier in this episode, probably not in this segment, but the really funny thing is that James was able to get this like immediately, and he knows me too well.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah.
So I gotta say real quick, I'll probably flash this on screen while you're looking through that list, but we were talking about Ruby earlier, and the GIF that I have on screen during the OBS recording is that GIF of Chibi Ruby eating the chocolate chips.
Is it Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you 2 minutes because we started a little later.
Okay. Is it the Game Boy Player startup disc?
Yep.
Oh, is it? Is it?
Welcome to Let's Play Game Boy Player.
What? What?
Yep. So what we've been doing is we've been sitting on the Game Boy Player startup screen. This is the screen that appears if you don't have a cartridge inserted. And while we've been talking, I've been switching the frames every now and then. So the beginning of this video was like a history thing, and then after all this, I'm gonna go over my own history of this. But yep, welcome to Game Boy Player.
This is the stupidest idea you've ever had, and that's honestly the best thing ever.
I'm so happy.
Oh my god, now thinking back to it, all the other hints you gave during the failed recording where it was the most expensive game in your collection and you needed to get an adapter to record it, it all makes sense now.
So, a fun story. When GreenCobrasGaming and I were trying to record our segment, I accidentally left Pokemon Emerald in the Game Boy Player when we were getting started, and he heard it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really worried that, oh crap, he's going to get it right there, right then and there. But he is the only one in this video who wasn't able to guess it correctly.
Oh, I was sitting here thinking it was some sort of real-time strategy game and all that sort of stuff, but I wasn't thinking It's because I don't own a Game Boy player or a Game Boy player disc. I wouldn't think any of that stuff.
But yeah, that time limit thingy, the Game Boy player has a built-in timer, so that's what we've been using during this video. And
Well,
3,
I guess it is
2,
technically a
1,
built.
time's up.
I guess it's technically a real-time strategy game at that point.
This is so much fun. I'm really glad we're able to do this.
That was great.
So, thank y'all for watching. Okay, I said at the end of every segment, but we're not done with this video yet. Thank you, Pancake, for joining us tonight. So, where could they find
you're
you
welcome.
at?
You can find me on YouTube and Twitch. I don't use my Twitch at all, really, but I do plan on using it someday when I just get better equipment. So yeah.
And I will see you in this next segment where I'll be all by myself again, editing transition. Whoosh! So now we're taking care of all that, we're in this video off here. So thank you all so much for watching this episode of Game Boy Player. Thank you to TheJamesRolls, GreenCobrasGaming, and Pancakearmorman for joining us tonight. And that's everything. That's the end of this Let's Play. So we've come a long way to this, and to wrap things up, let's talk about my story of actually trying to get a Game Boy player. Because this is widely known to be one of the most difficult GameCube games to find. The Game Boy player itself is very common. You'll probably find those fairly cheap at like around $20 to $50 mark or something like that. But the startup disc itself is the reason why this is so hard to come by, because so many people lost these things when the Game Boy player was still brand new, and you need that startup disc for the Game Boy player to start working. Now, there's probably modifications out there where the information from the disc is inside the Game Boy player itself. You could probably do a modification like that. It's probably very complicated, but I don't recommend it. But the startup disc is the reason why it's so hard to come by. And throughout my life, I have only seen 3 Game Boy players. The first one that I found was when I was a teenager and I was just starting to make videos and things like that. I saw it at my favorite retro game store at the time, but I didn't get it because, one, it was super expensive and I was a teenager at the time, and I just started making videos and I didn't see myself making Game Boy Advance content for a long time. And it's funny that I think that because my second Let's Play on the channel was a Game Boy Advance game, even though that was played on the DS remaster. But anyway, the second one that I found was last year. It took that long for me to even find one in a real store and things like that. So the second one that I found, I could have gotten it. I chose not to because I figured I'll be back in the store in a couple days anyway. I can get it then. But during that trip, I was looking for something else particularly. And the next time that I came to that store was like 2 days ago after that, and it was already gone. And the funny thing is, both of these stores had told me that they are not allowed to sell their Game Boy players without the discs. And several times they found themselves having like half a dozen in their inventory, half a dozen Game Boy players in the inventory that they can't sell without their discs. So yeah, this is just so amusing to think about, just how rare it is to come by a Game Boy player with a startup disc, and I feel very grateful that I was able to find this one. So yeah, that's my story with the Game Boy player. I don't know if I'll ever make another video like this. I would like to make a gaming gallery going over the full history of the Game Boy player, but this right here, this is a video that I've been wanting to make for a very long time. I've had the idea to make this like an actual Let's Play thing for a little over a year now, and I'm finally happy that I was able to make it happen. So, thank you all so much for watching this Let's Play of Game Boy Player, and until next time, blade gear to you. You know, I have all this recording stuff set up already. I think I'm gonna try something real quick.